Have you ever reached the end of the day, looked back, and realized you barely did anything? No heavy workout, no long hours of physical labor, no impossible schedule. Yet somehow your body feels heavy, your mind feels foggy. Even simple tasks feel like climbing a mountain. You tell yourself you'll rest tomorrow, but tomorrow arrives, and the same exhaustion is waiting. If this has happened to you, you're not lazy. You're experiencing something much deeper. Because sometimes the greatest drain on your energy isn't what you do. It's what your brain never stops carrying. Most people think being tired means they've worked too hard. But the truth is, your mind can become exhausted even when your body barely moves. Invisible stress can consume more energy than visible effort. And once you understand why, you'll never look at your tiredness the same way again. Today, we're going beneath the surface of exhaustion. Not the kind caused by running or lifting weights, but the silent psychological exhaustion hiding beneath everyday life. Like an iceberg, what you feel is only the small part above the water. The real weight is hidden underneath. Let's uncover it together. The first hidden trap: your brain never leaves survival mode. Imagine a smoke alarm that never turns off. Even when there is no fire, it keeps ringing. Eventually, the noise itself becomes exhausting. This is exactly what happens inside many people's brains. The amygdala, a small part of the brain responsible for detecting danger, evolved to protect us from threats. Thousands of years ago, those threats were wild animals or natural disasters. Today, the danger looks different. Unread messages, financial pressure, relationship uncertainty, fear of failure, social comparison. Your brain often reacts to these emotional threats as if they were physical ones. Psychologists call this chronic stress activation. Instead of switching on only when necessary, your survival system stays active all day long. Imagine someone checking their phone every few minutes. They're not receiving bad news, but they're constantly expecting it. Without realizing it, their nervous system never relaxes. Their body may be sitting quietly on the couch, but inside, their brain is sprinting. Like a lighthouse searching endlessly across a stormy sea, it scans for problems that haven't even happened yet. And constant scanning requires energy. Lots of it. That's why doing nothing can still leave you feeling completely drained. But survival mode creates another problem. When your brain spends all its energy watching for danger, it has very little left for living. Which brings us to the second hidden trap. The second hidden trap: emotional weight is invisible weight. Imagine carrying a backpack every single day. At first, it feels light, but someone secretly adds another stone every week. Eventually, you forget you're even wearing it. You only know everything feels harder. Emotional burdens work the same way. Carl Jung believed that emotions we refuse to acknowledge don't disappear. Instead, they continue influencing us from the unconscious mind. Unspoken disappointment, hidden guilt, old heartbreak, childhood criticism, unresolved grief. These emotions become invisible passengers inside your mind. Think about someone who smiles all day at work. Everyone believes they're doing fine. But every night, they replay painful conversations. They suppress anger to avoid conflict. They hide sadness because they don't want to burden anyone. On the outside, everything looks calm. Inside, they're carrying a backpack full of emotional bricks. The body cannot always distinguish between emotional load and physical load. Eventually, both produce the same feeling: fatigue. Like a theater stage where actors smile while struggling behind the curtain, many people appear energetic while silently collapsing inside. The heavier the emotional backpack becomes, the less energy remains for ordinary life. And then another hidden mechanism quietly steals what little energy is left. The third hidden trap: decision fatigue. Imagine standing in front of hundreds of doors. Every door requires a decision. Open this one or that one. Eventually, even choosing becomes exhausting. This is called decision fatigue. Every single day, your brain makes thousands of choices. What should I wear? Should I reply now? What should I eat? Should I quit this job? Am I good enough? Should I say yes? Should I say no? According to cognitive psychology, every decision consumes mental resources. the more decisions you make, the less energy remains for thinking clearly. Now imagine someone scrolling through social media for 2 hours. It looks relaxing, but their brain is constantly making tiny decisions. Watch, sheep, compare, like, ignore, judge, repeat. Each choice is small. Together, they become an avalanche. Your brain wasn't resting. It was working overtime, like a detective force to investigate thousands of tiny clues every hour. Your mind eventually becomes overwhelmed. And when mental energy disappears, even getting out of bed starts feeling difficult. But there's another reason this exhaustion feels so personal. It has less to do with your schedule and more to do with your identity. The fourth hidden trap: wearing a mask every day. Imagine standing in front of a mirror that never reflects the real you. Instead, it only shows the version everyone expects. Over time, you begin performing instead of living. Psychologists call this emotional masking. Carl Jung describes something similar with the idea of the persona, the social mask we wear to fit into the world. Masks are useful. Everyone wears them sometimes. We stay polite even when frustrated. We remain calm during stressful meetings. We smile at family gatherings. But when a mask never comes off, it becomes exhausting. Think about someone who is always the strong one. Friends depend on them. Family leans on them. Coworkers expect them to stay positive. So they hide every fear, every sadness, every moment of weakness. At the end of the day, their body hasn't carried heavy boxes, but their mind has carried an entire performance. Like an actor forced to stay in character even after leaving the stage, they slowly forget what genuine rest feels like. Because real rest doesn't happen when your body sits down. It happens when your nervous system finally feels safe enough to stop pretending. And that changes everything. Because once you understand what's draining your energy, you can finally begin getting it back. How to restore your mental energy. The first principle is surprisingly simple. Stop treating rest as doing nothing. Real rest is giving your brain permission to stop protecting you for a while. That might mean taking a quiet walk without your phone, sit by a window, listening to music without multitasking. The brain begins shifting away from survival mode because there is no constant stream of new threats demanding attention. Imagine leaving your phone in another room for 30 minutes. At first, you may feel uncomfortable. Then slowly, your thoughts begin settling like muddy water, becoming clear. That isn't laziness. It's recovery. The second principle is to name what you're carrying. Research in psychology has repeatedly shown that putting emotions into words reduces their emotional intensity. CBT often encourages identifying thoughts before challenging them. Instead of saying, "I'm just tired," ask yourself, what emotion am I carrying today? Stress? Fear? Disappointment? Loneliness? Imagine writing those feelings into a notebook every evening. Nothing dramatic, just honesty. You may discover that your exhaustion isn't coming from your calendar. It's coming from emotions you've been carrying alone. The third principle is to reduce unnecessary decisions. Successful people often simplify small choices so they can save energy for important ones. Plan tomorrow's clothes tonight. Prepare meals ahead of time. Create simple routines. Imagine waking up without wondering what to wear or what to eat. Your brain immediately has more space for creativity, focus, and peace. Less mental clutter, more mental strength. The fourth principle is to remove your mask in safe places. Find at least one person with whom you don't have to perform. A trusted friend, a family member, a therapist, or even a private journal. When you stop pretending for a little while, your nervous system finally receives a powerful message. I don't have to fight anymore. That feeling alone can restore energy more effectively than another hour spent scrolling online. Finally, remember that energy isn't only created by sleep. It's also created by meaning. Evolutionary psychologists believe humans are deeply motivated by purpose and connection. When your actions align with what truly matters to you, your brain releases chemicals associated with motivation and reward. Think about the difference between spending 2 hours doing something meaningless and spending 2 hours helping someone you love or working toward a dream that excites you. The clock says both activities lasted the same amount of time, but your brain experiences them very differently. Purpose can refill energy where routine slowly empties it. Perhaps the greatest misunderstanding about exhaustion is this. People assume tiredness always means weakness, but sometimes tiredness is evidence that you've been carrying invisible battles no one else could see. Your mind was protecting you. Your emotions were asking to be heard. Your nervous system was trying to survive. You're not broken. You are human. Healing doesn't always begin with sleeping longer. Sometimes it begins with understanding yourself more deeply. As Carl Jung once suggested, becoming aware of what lives beneath the surface changes the direction of our lives. And maybe that's the invitation waiting for you today. Not to push harder, not to blame yourself, but to become curious about what your exhaustion has been trying to say all along. If this video helped you understand yourself a little better, leave a comment below and tell us which hidden trap felt most familiar to you. Your story may help someone else realize they are not alone. If you enjoyed this journey into the psychology of the mind, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss future explorations. Thank you for watching until the end. This is Mentera X. Keep exploring the hidden psychology of the human mind. I'll see you in the next video.